How's it going, everyone? I'm not fully set up on my end, so I'm gonna get the chat set up so I can highlight your messages. Gonna do a Q&A, market talk, year-end update, whatever you guys want it to be. Um, just a nice little hangout before the long weekend. For anyone who celebrates, Christmas is Monday, so post office is closed. Catch 'em All Collectibles is closed. I don't have to do my shipments that day. There we go. I finally have my stream up. But yeah, given that the post office, they're not working, so I'm not working. I just got back. I was cutting it. Tight timing. I just delivered my holiday year-end gifts to all my postal workers at my tiny little post office. So went with the old classic Dunkin' and Amazon gift cards. They've done a lot for me throughout the year. Definitely very appreciative of the post office situation that I have. I see so many times people in Discord and this and that talking about lines, talking about issues with this or that, talking about my last one I was not a huge fan of. It was in more of a small, very small city, and the service wasn't quite as good. Not knowing the people as well, a lot more dilution, so many more employees, and this one, really good setup that I have. So I'm very thankful, very appreciative of my post office force. I still need to enable the highlight. But yeah, hit me with any questions. Let me know what you're doing for Christmas. Let me do what you're doing this year. Some people travel. I don't really do any significant travel. Everything is by car. Everything is less than half an hour away. Some family and friends' houses. You didn't hear me just crack a beer. You just heard me crack an Arnold Palmer. I'm not getting into it early. Still on the clock, but that final hour or two on the final day before a holiday. My wife and my son are actually off today. But I remember, had I been working where I used to work, I would not be getting much done today. I would probably be watching this live stream. If I wasn't the one doing it, I would probably be on the forums, on Discord. I would be having a pretty lax day at work. My original boss where I used to work, a lot of times on days like these, he'd send us home at lunch. He'd just be like, take the rest of the day off. The processes are all shut down anyways, in anticipation of the long weekend. And appreciate you, Ernie. Ernie gifted 5 memberships. Very much appreciate that. Quad Shot says, let's go. We got BB in here. Nice to see you, Brandon. We got iFOMO, Pull Father. He encouraged us to have more tax write-offs. Now evolved into encouraging us to vandalize public property. I had no idea what you meant at first, but then I remembered the thumbnail. I'm not encouraging graffiti. That is me on an old abandoned building on a property that I own. So that was done with property owner's permission because I am the property owner. So don't go out and graffiti anything, please. Ooh, Ernesto. Shout out Ernesto. He just hit me with a fresh thumbnail. I saw a message pop in Discord and I was wondering what it was going to be. Nice to see you, Trow. I don't know what that... What is that? Is that a chicken? What is that emoji? I can't even tell. It's not a chicken, but I can't even tell what it is. Another very cool thumbnail, Ernesto. He's hitting me with fresh ones as we speak. Mr. Walrus, true 5% consignments available. Dan looking cute today. Appreciate that. Ernesto said, Ernie, aw, thanks. Man, you're good. I hate this channel. Yeah, you can't gift. You cannot gift to specific people. So Ernie cannot give one to Ernie. Go check out my recent feedback on eBay. And if you're going to navigate to my eBay anyways, you might as well click that affiliate link below. But Ponga says, hello, Daniel. I would like to thank you for allowing me to purchase my ultimate Grail card. You made my entire life. I will be watching this later and want to say have a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Ponga. He left me the most glowing, positive feedback I've ever received on my 19 years on eBay. Go check out my recent feedback, and you won't see who it's from. You can't see that it's from Ponga Collectibles or whatever he goes by on eBay. But he left one very, very, very heartwarming, very nice, touching message about how happy he was to be able to buy the Dan promo. How's it going, Bondo? Nice to see you. Ernie and Ernie. Yeah, those are my... I don't have employees, but in a way, I mean, the post office, everyone at eBay, like, they are doing things for me. They are just independent contractors, essentially. BB says, question, hi. Hi is my answer. Good afternoon, Danny boy. Nice to see you, Chevals. Question, how high? I don't know what this is in relation to. I don't know if I'm missing something. I don't know if I said something earlier, but I don't have an answer for that one. Question for Daniel. Are you going to Orlando? So yeah, Collecticons recently dropped their dates. I am definitely going to Dallas. I've already booked a 1.5 sections for Dallas. Pretty much everyone is already confirmed in there. We've already filled the section out. Going to be a good time. End of February. So it's coming up pretty quick. Couple quick months we'll be there. Orlando is not, I don't know. So I think Dallas in February, Charlotte in August, I think it is. And I think the New Jersey one's in July, only a couple weeks before Charlotte. So given that like end of February all the way to the end of July, that's a pretty big gap. In the middle of that, there is Orlando. There's also Card Party. There's a chance I do one of those two. I don't really know. I guess I could just pull up the schedule. I don't have it handy. But there's a chance I slot something in between Dallas and New Jersey or Charlotte. It probably wouldn't be Houston. It definitely wouldn't be LA because that's so close to Dallas too. It probably wouldn't be Kansas City or Dallas number 2. I probably wouldn't go to Dallas twice. So there's a chance I slot Orlando in there in the middle, but it is not certain. Charlotte and Chicago, though, are definitely happening. I mean, as definite as I can be, as confident as I can be, as long as nothing else comes up personal-wise. New Jersey, I just wish it wasn't 2 weeks before Charlotte. I probably will drive to that, though, because it's so close. It's like 4.5-hour drive. Brad says, Dan, where are my promos at? Using snail mail, shaking my head. I did use snail mail. Any major adjustments to your business model in 2024? For this, less because of like adapting, less by choice, more by necessity, because I work nights now. I am not grading as much for this school year. This school year, I had been throughout the year sending out a few hundred cards a month, 200 to 500 cards a month, depending on the month. PSA, CGC, BGS. I have some out still. Most of them are back. I don't have many to replace them. So overall, I'm definitely going to be pushing the consignment service more. I've been very happy with the growth in that. I've been very happy with how that's going. It makes a good hourly rate. I think it's a win-win situation for myself and the consigner. So overall, I would say my personal flipping is going to decline a little bit, more so due to my scheduling. That will resume once we hit summer, fall, next school year, once both my kids are in school. But yeah, consignments will step up, and not that it's a huge thing. It's going to be a minuscule fraction of a percent of my total gross, of my total net, all that stuff. But I am going to have like merch. But as far as my YouTube schedule, as far as everything I'm doing, I mean, Troll and Toad Evo, I guess is another big thing that not my choice, sadly. But Troll and Toad Evo will cease to sell my stuff. I'm going to have a lot of stuff coming back from Troll and Toad Evo, pallets worth, that I'm not excited for, but I am planning for. I'm making space and getting through more of my backlog. I won't be done with my backlog by the time it comes in, but I do have the robot up and running. So I will make a video at some point early 2024 about how I'm using the robot to process through part of my backlog and bulk things out. But yeah, we'll see. Obviously, this is these are my thoughts as of today. Things could change between now, like maybe mid 2024. I do something drastic, change something drastically. But as of now, no. eBay is my focus. Consignments and streaming once a week. between Poke Flips and here, and then one video a week, one short a week. I do need to figure out what I'm doing for a short later. Yeah, I need to do something for a short later. I almost forgot that. Let me write that down before I forget. Mr. Walrus, question, are you buying the promos back you have for free? Are you buying? I don't understand this question. The promos that I sold for $19.99, I'm buying back for $20. Even the promos, like if you don't want the promo, if you earned a promo through buying into one of my box breaks, I will buy that back for $20 as well. A lot of people, well, some people had me sign them. I'm interested to see. I don't know when the first buyback will come, but I'll be interested to see if they're just going for profit only. They got the 2% credit card rewards on buying that $19.99 free shipping. They don't pay sales tax because they're a reseller, and they just wanted to profit that 21 cents, I guess. It'll be interesting. And that'll come at a cost to me, right? That'll come at a cost of a few dollars to me. So they'll be winning 21 cents. I'll be losing $2 or $3. So be interesting if or when the first ones get sold back to me. Ponga got his promo before the rest of us. Dan playing favorites with shipping as well. All of them shipped out the same day. I actually do still have, I have the list here, so I'm not going to obviously show that. But I have 4. 4 of these are stamped and ready to go. These are 4 of the 28 that were awarded due to buying into one of my Metazoo box breaks. I have the names right here, but they're like the government names. I'm not going to call out people's government names. I will send a secondary email to these 4 individuals at some point soon. Just hopefully they end up hitting me up. But yeah, 4 people of the 28 did not respond to their emails, did not send me an address, so those have still not gone out. Every other one, all 24 other ones went out the same day. Maybe most people replied. I think I sent that email on like a Friday, and then everything went out Monday. Maybe 1 or 2 went out Tuesday because they didn't reply till Monday. But yeah, they all went out the same day. That's on the USPS, not me. How's it going, George Bot? Nice to see you. The only IPAs I have on hand right now are all-day IPAs, Founders All-Day IPAs. So that might be the plan for this weekend. I might end up picking something else up. If I pick something else up, it would probably be like Sloop Juice Bombs, or maybe it would be Saranac Clouded Dream IPAs. Big fan of the Saranac Clouded Dream IPAs as well. So it's either going to be Founders or Saranac or Sloop. Probably just the Founders that I have, though. We'll see. Hey, Dan, I got the grade back on that Gold Star Torchic. I pulled 8.5. 8.5s are the worst. I guess theoretically they're better than 8s, but I don't even really like them better than 8s because they're not reproducible. They're not going to ever grade the same card 8.5 in a row twice, I don't think. It's just such a weird grade. E-Unit, what's up, guys? I see a question from Poke Knowledge. I will get down to it, and I will address it, but I'm a little bit behind. Scary question by Poke Knowledge. Any recent slab optimization plays? I have not cracked a card in quite a while. On behalf of a couple consigners, I had a couple consigners that wanted the card re-rolled. I recently re-rolled a Web Gengar for somebody that was an 8, and it went to a 9. I thought it had a shot at a 10. I don't know why it was an 8. So a couple here and there on behalf of consigners, but for myself, not really. I don't, most of the stuff that I'm flipping are cards like this, like talking about 8.5. Here's an 8.5 Celebrations BGS Charizard. There's no point to crack out that Charizard, even though it might get a 9, it might get whatever it might get. I'll just buy another one raw, and I'll just auction that one off, send it to DC Sports, whatever. I'm sending, I guess that's going back to the previous question too. I'm sending more stuff to DC Sports and Probstein. Auctions are not a regular part of my business, but when I miss something, when I miss on a graded card play, I'm just going to dump it. Too many times I make a one-off listing for, let's say, a BGS 8.5 Celebrations Charizard, and it sits for a year or 2 years. Up front, when the grading plays misses, it's gonna be an L either way. I'm just gonna take the quicker L, immediately get that cash flow back. And DC Sports, Probstein, ZNG Emporium, those auction consignment services are great ways to turn your misses back into cash flow, back into liquidity, and just go again, right? Go again. No Ernie Sider trading, I guess. I missed out on the damn promo. What's the current market value? Hit the moon yet? I'm interested to see if anyone lists them on eBay, if anyone is able to successfully resell them. I will be doing another drop soon. I do have a Metazoo video coming out tomorrow, kind of teasing. I'm not going to tease you exactly when, but there will be another drop coming soon. It may or may not be discussed in that video when the drop is happening. 50 sold out in several hours last time. I'd imagine since most people got what they wanted, most people got the one promo they wanted. Some people did buy multiple, but I'm imagining that this one will not sell out within the day. I'd imagine that this one will take days to sell out. Maybe somebody for the memes will buy a bunch of them, sell them back to me for cash at a Collecticon, alluding to PK's upcoming question. If somebody were to buy 50 from me for $1,000 on their credit card and have that expense and then sell 50 of them to me for $1,000 cash, I mean, you're breaking even on paper, but not advocating for anything. But what you do or do not ultimately do with that cash sale, who knows? Who knows? So yeah, maybe someone will make some kind of a meme play with that. But as of right now, let me Google really quickly Metazoo native partner promo and see if any are listed. I figured out of the 50 that I sold, someone will probably throw it up on eBay for some stupid price. Like, maybe not though. I'll be interested to see if anyone tries to resell on the open market and if they're able to successfully do it. I think it would be funny. I was just talking about this earlier. So before the stream, I went to the post office to do my daily drop off, and I did get them Dunkin' and Amazon gift cards. Is kind of my standard. How's everyone feeling about shiny treasures almost at the Japanese MSRP level? I'm loving it personally. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, I bought a couple cases and several loose boxes at 75-ish, and then I bought some at 70-ish, and I think I bought some at 65 or 70-ish. I'm hearing that cases now on the direct websites, eBay is eBay. eBay is going to be different, especially if it's a US seller in eBay. They're obviously just reselling it. But you can get them through Japanese websites directly for around 50 if not in the 40s. And retail is about 40, I believe. So I think it's a good thing. How long it will last, like I know VMAX Climax, I know a lot of these sets over the past couple of years, some of them have dipped to there, and then some of them shot right up immediately. So what will the buying pressure be like? What will the supply pressure be like? Obviously, the market price is just an equilibrium point between supply and demand. So I'm going to buy a little bit more. If I can get sealed cases for $1,000, $50 a box, I'm happy to buy a handful of them. I'm not going to buy 50 cases, but I might buy 4, 5, 6 cases at $1,000 a piece if I'm able to. And from there, I'll just kind of sit on it and let it marinate, let it stew, see what happens with it moving ahead. Question, rebrand when? I'm not doing like a broad total rebrand. I do have some merch coming out. I'm hoping. So one thing I won't do, I'm not going to sell like just garbage quality merch. I ordered one each of everything I intend to release on January 1st. I'm hoping it will be ready to release on January 1st, but I need to make sure I get it in hand and actually feel it and try it out and wear it and make sure I like it. I do have my standard logo, my current logo will be on a lot of those. I do have one new logo. It's not like a total rebrand or anything. I contemplated rebranding, doing a different thing. I'm just going to do a couple different fun designs for like for merch, I think. I have 1 or 2 of them that will show up on merch. Maybe I'll do some limited drops of merch. Maybe I'll do quantity 50 while supplies last. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how dark and evil I get on these different things after this whole experiment. I've been having a lot of fun with this Dan promo. Sat on it for several months, let the anticipation build, and then the Wave 1 sellout was very, very exciting to see. Wave 2, we'll see if it sells out, how quick it sells out. Oh, I just jumped to the bottom. Appreciate you, Java. Java gifting to Thrifty, Cheval's, Pokey Knowledge, GT1 Landon, and Tennis Wolf. Thrifty says, Java, my membership sugar daddy. Question, do you think the robot tells other robots he's employed by a robot? Probably. Since the eBay vault rate is changing from the current 0%, are you planning on changing your fee structure on consignments? So, I probably am not supposed to say anything, but I have a little bit of insight as to that. 2024 is stated to be when they will start charging buyer's premium. I can't fully confirm or deny anything. This is based on intuition, I guess I'll say. January 1st, 2024, buyer's premium will not be being charged. That's only like 2 weeks from now. It will be at minimum a few months in, maybe longer, I guess is what I would guess. I'm guessing that buyer's premium, once that starts happening, I intend to revisit. I intend to contemplate potentially lowering my fees. Fees definitely not going to go up. Unfortunately, the kind of hidden built-in fee, if I sell a card for $1,000, you net $950. As of today, if the buyer is buying to their eBay vault or if they're sales tax exempt, they're paying $1,000. I'm getting $1,000. I'm giving you $950. I'm making $50. Under the buyer's premium, they would be paying $1,030. I'd be getting $1,000. You'd be getting $950. So it's a hidden fee of sorts. It's almost making the fee not exactly 8% the way the math works out, but pretty close to 8%. I will probably do something to address that by lowering my fee a little bit. I don't know that I can lower it. Maybe at certain value tiers. I mean, I already do 2% on very, very high-end cards. 2% or less on very, very high-end cards. But mostly for capacity reasons, I'm just advertising a blanket 5%. I don't say at 50,000 it's this, at 100,000 it's this. I don't want to be inundated. I'm a one-man operation. I definitely don't want to take on too much. But if you reach out to me, if you've got a very large consignment, 6-figure consignment, multiple cards, 5-figure, 6-figure cards individually, I will do significantly less than 5%. So I will say that. But to be announced, to be determined, pending when eBay starts. I don't know exactly when they're starting, but I've been told a little bit, and it's not happening January 1st, 2024. I would guess. Question, you've opened every box except first edition base. Any chance this will happen in your lifetime? Me doing it again or someone else doing it? I think PokeRev, if he wanted to. If PokeRev on January 1st, 2024 said in 2024, I will open every box, PokeRev could do it. 1, he already owns them. 2, he has the following to sell them all. I mean, Dave Person also owns one of every box too. So people could do it, absolutely. It's just whether or not they will. Someone like PokeRev has the following. He could probably sell out of every box. I mean, what is it? 80? Counting all the Sword and Shield, all the Scarlet and Violet, those boxes are super cheap. You could do all those in 1 week or 1 month. Like, you could do those very quickly if you wanted. But say there's 52 boxes that are very, very expensive, and then you pile up all the cheap ones at the end. You could just do 1 a week. PokeRev could say every Wednesday for 2024, I'm opening, or he could just do, 2 boxes every week. However he wanted to do it, he could absolutely do it. And he could probably make money doing it. I mean, he could probably realize full market price for most of his booster boxes. Maybe some of them a little bit niche, a little bit worse EV, like EX Deoxys. He might have to take a little bit less. Skyridge, he might have to take a little bit less than he could get selling it sealed. But it could be done. Will it? Probably not. I don't see that happening. That would be crazy, though. It would be really cool. Do you see any large downside to starting a WordPress/WooCommerce website and integrating it into eBay with like WP Lister and selling on both platforms, maybe sending a business card in eBay packages? Me personally, especially the eBay Vault, if it's greater than $250, sell it for 0 fees. I can't do that on my Shopify. I know, like PokeNE. PokeNE was a great guest. He's got a great thing going. But I don't want to go that route. Like, he's smashing it out of the park. He's killing it. PokeNE is killing it with that. I don't think I could do the whole social media side. He's actually doing, I mean, go check out PokeNE if you haven't. He's doing this thing with the new year where he's starting from scratch. He's starting from scratch, a new suppliers for Japanese product. He's trying to replicate what he did with PokeNE. And I think he's trying to, obviously, it could taint the results a little bit if all of his PokeNE following just immediately goes over there and starts buying. But I think he's trying to do it in a way, like, I don't know if he's not going to tell us what the name is, but he did post on Instagram asking people for what the name should be. So I don't know if he's fully covert doing it, launching it, or if it will be known. Because if it's known, it feels like it kind of skews the results a lot. But anyways, I'm all in on eBay. It's a little bit risky if eBay were to ever go away, if my relationship with eBay were to ever flounder. Having all those eggs in one basket is a little bit nerve-wracking, but eBay, I've been there forever. I'm very bullish, very confident in them, so I don't think it's worth the extra hassle, personally. I think the extra 10% you pay eBay on upfront is more than paid for in advertising, is more than paid for in extra buyers and all that. Oh, Mr. Walrus. He said, oh, question, are you buying the promos back you gave for free? So it was a typo. Gave went to have. Yeah, that really threw me. I didn't understand it. Yes, absolutely. If someone doesn't want them, if these 4 people hit me up and they say like, instead of sending me the promo, just send me $20 to my Venmo, I would do that. So that's an option. I guess I should have disclosed that in my email to the first 28 people. But if you see me at a convention, if you want to mail it back to me, it only costs a stamp, 60 cents. I will buy them back for $20, as I said. Any and all promos. Let's see. Yeah, I have a card sorting robot now. Magic Sorter, Roka, Bizbatch. There are several on the market, but there's a lot of different robots that basically just take an image of it and they identify like from the TCG player database what it's worth, and then they can sort it alphabetically by set, by release, by value, however you want to do it. Honga just got lucky. The USPS lottery he won. It went quickly somehow. Currently moving sheetrock. Thanks for the company. Sheetrock is something I hate painting. I've painted several times various houses growing up. My dad was refurbishing this house, my last house, parents' houses, friends' houses when they moved. Not a fan of painting. Hanging sheetrock, I can't tape. I can't tape in mud at all. I mean, I did a little bit for when I did this, but very, very bad. A professional will go over it once or twice and then be done. Just super smooth, nice surface. I got to do like 4 or 5 goes of it. It's like a week-long process because you gotta mud it, let it dry, sand it, mud it, let it dry, sand it. Ugh, miserable. If they don't respond, send a crisp $20 bill. Geez, some people move. Like, it's been a year since some of those box breaks were done. So I did have multiple people. If I just sent to the address that their original order went to, they wouldn't have gotten it. So I'm just verifying, did you move or not? What's your address? Let me know. So Poke Knowledge Cards, here's the spicy question. Why don't you encourage people to lie on their taxes more? You always say contact a tax professional. I tell people to contact a local mobster. I'd imagine it's probably illegal. It's probably a crime of some sort to tell people to break the law. And I would never advise people to lie on their taxes. If you consult a good tax professional, they will legally, again, avoidance, not evasion. Evasion will put you behind bars, potentially. And avoidance is just good business. So tax professionals will help you handle tax avoidance legally. Some would say it's not even loopholes, really. It's just like the tax code. It's just optimizing for the tax code. Tax optimization is very underappreciated in the Pokemon space, I think. Mr. Walrus says, question, can you address the allegations that you're not netting 500K like your 90-day says? Are you lying, and why are you lying? So yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, 90-day sales are not what you make. That is the gross amount of money. I think that includes that's the gross amount. So that's the gross amount. That's not taking out fees. That's not taking out shipping. That's not taking out the cost of the item, the most significant portion usually. So I don't know that anyone out there conflates gross 90-day sales with what someone's saying their makes, but if they are, that's not the case. Gross 90-day sales tells you the total amount that was sold by someone. You can never get to what someone makes with that. So I don't know what more to add there. Question, you mass profiting on Metazoo promos feels like you're dancing on their corpse. Why are you gross? So I spent $50,000, approximately $40,000 to $50,000 on native product. Wave 1, 50 cards at 20 bucks. Again, we just talked about gross numbers. I grossed $1,000. He says, why are you gross? So maybe he means, maybe that was a typo and he meant, what are you grossing on that? If I were to sell all 500 at $19.99, that would be $10,000. I spent $40 to $50 on the product. These came for free. These were as a bonus included with a purchase. But yeah, wave 2 is going to be 50 more promos. So it's going to be another $1,000. I'm holding hundreds of boxes of Wilderness, UFO, Seance. So it's less me dancing on their corpse. It's more me trying to not become a corpse. Maybe that's it. But yeah, my video tomorrow, I will have a video tomorrow out at 1 p.m. that addresses Metazoo's statement, that addresses, like, is Metazoo dead / will it die in the future? And yeah, watch that tomorrow if you care, I guess. Nick Maletti, in all caps, at Catch 'em All, invested cash compounds, but individual cardboard doesn't. Pokemon versus mutual funds, part 2. Please help. I don't know if you're asking for a video or if you're asking for like a quick overview of that. But yeah, right now, one thing that's mentioned a lot, I have my earbud in, but I forgot to turn music on. Let me turn some music on. One thing that matters, one thing that's mentioned a lot, and it matters a lot, is opportunity cost. I think opportunity cost is often misunderstood, as a lot of things are in the space. Opportunity cost is not like a static thing. It's not a universal thing either. My opportunity cost is different than your opportunity cost, is different than everyone else's. The closest thing you can get to a universal opportunity cost would be like what's called the risk-free rate. So as of right now, the risk-free rate, usually it's set by like 1 year, 5 year, 10 year treasuries. US treasuries are seen as one of the safest things. Money market accounts, CDs, things of that nature. The risk-free rate is like 5% right now, approximately 4 to 5%, depending on what you're in exactly. So if you're parking money into a card, you need to earn more than that, significantly more than that, to make sensible risk-adjusted returns. And the higher that is, the more you need to make the risk of Pokemon make sense. Pokemon cardboard, whatever else, crypto, whatever else you're dealing in. So, that said, if you are an individual who carries consumer credit card debt, and those are at 30%, your risk-free rate is 30%. My risk-free rate is only 5% because I don't have any high-interest consumer debt that I can pay off. I pay my credit cards in full every month. I use them for the cash back. I don't pay the interest fees to them. So, yeah, risk-free rate is dependent on the individual. Some people are shunning. Some people have 100% risk-free rate. Some people aren't taking their company match on their 401k. That is 100% risk-free, guaranteed double up, or 50% or 25%. Some companies don't match 100%. Some match 100% up to 3%, 50% up to 6%, like a tiered system. But depending on you and your situation, your risk-free rate, your lowest hanging fruit will vary. And that all needs to be considered. Like if you're investing, whether in Pokemon, crypto, S&P 500, whatever you're investing in, you need to look at your total picture. You need to account for your total goals and all that. And you need to optimize for those things. And you can't make a YouTube video that covers every person, every situation, because what one has is different for everybody. And to think of people who are doing two things, to think of people who are shunning 401k match and shunning like 30% credit card interest to buy ultra modern sealed Pokemon, or to buy maybe Dan Metazoo promos, or to buy like whatever it may be. Even S&P 500. If you're buying the S&P 500 in a brokerage account and not inside of your 401k, like I can guarantee you, just law of large numbers, there's somebody doing it. I can guarantee you someone somewhere has a taxable brokerage account on like Robinhood, and they're playing in the S&P 500 in it, and they don't have their 401k match being taken. I can guarantee it, just because there's hundreds of millions of people in the United States, and there's got to be one. There's got to be one person who is putting money in Robinhood, paying taxes on all their gains with after-tax money, when they could be doing that in a Roth IRA or a Roth 401k or a traditional 401k or IRA. That's enough money rants right there. I appreciate the prompt. I don't know if that was supposed to be a video or a response right now. Ooh, I need a sip of Arnold Palmer after that. When I was talking about my promo, I will list it right now. Don't tempt me. Happy holidays, friends. Appreciate you, Java. Won't sell garbage quality merchandise after he ruins promos with Stamp. Typical. What I would like to do, what I'm hoping, so Christmas is going to be a video. My video for Christmas might just be like, it might be like a 3-minute video, just kind of summing up the year, saying Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, all that good stuff. I might do a very brief, maybe I'll be wearing a Santa hat, who knows. I don't have anything planned for Monday, but January 1st, my intent is to do a look at my website, slight revamp. It's not going to be anything drastic. Slight revamp for the website, new merch through Stream Elements, kind of like Alex Nostalgianomics and Josh the Green Shiz have. I hope to actually be able to show it. I hope to be able to show you my website, like here via OBS, and I hope to also be able to hold it up and show it and just like talk about it, like talk about my size, talk about how well it fits, and if it's true to size or not. I hope they come in time. I was later than I should have been. I should have been more proactive. I should have gotten that set up. I think I did it Friday. I might have done it Friday and placed the order. Maybe it was Thursday. But it was expected for between like December 28th and January 3rd. So it's going to be close. Mr. Walrus, please see that Dan sees my question. I did see your question, Nick, and I appreciate it. With the bonus highlight from Mr. Walrus, but I did get to it already. All caps ensured that I saw it. Asian Frank Liu says, question, where are some good websites to source Japanese products for good prices, like Shiny Treasure and V-Star Universe booster boxes? So I deal largely directly with Japanese sellers on Instagram. PokeNE, like me, is very transparent. I think PokeNE is actually even more transparent than me with a lot of things. One thing that he says he won't tell you, and one thing that I won't tell you either, who all my sources are. Some of my sources on Instagram, I ask them, can I buy 5 cases of this? Can I buy 50 boxes of this? And they're like, oh, give me a day or two and I'll get it for you. Sometimes I'm buying 100 Chinese promos, 100 Japanese promos, maybe 500 promos. And they're like, okay, it'll take me a day or two. So I'm already pushing the limits of some of my suppliers. Some of my suppliers are probably, I might have some of the same suppliers as PokeNE, where they're giving him 1,000 boxes and they're only giving me 50 or 100. So maybe they're struggling to get me mine because they're giving PokeNE Wave 6 or something. But I will say, like, Bai is not a very big secret. I have a video. Over a year ago, I made a video. How to use, how to buy from Pokemon Center Japan using Tenso. And using Bai, using Tenso, using things like that. Middlemen things to buy from Japanese websites directly. Buy from Mercari, buy from Yahoo Japan, buy from Bai. Those are some options. There are more out there, but those are just some of the options. I have insider information that the eBay vault is a 3-file cabinet. I have like 600 cards between my own and consignor cards at the eBay vault, so it's got to be at least a few 3-file cabinets. With lots of Post-it notes flying around. Question for Daniel. Do you want to be riding a Pidgeotto in the thumbnail or a Pidgey? Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto for sure. Just got another fresh thumbnail. Cutie Fly. Walrus wants me to be riding a Cutie Fly. I'm never available for these. Happy holidays all. Happy holidays, Pokestone. Appreciate you stopping in, even though you're not fully available. Uh-oh. Java said I said the B word. Time to cancel. Bye. Years ago, Bai was more of a secret. But even then, like if you were on E4, there were guides. Like Shout out to E4. I know it's divisive. Some people love it. Some people hate it. If you search Elite Forum, go into Google, search Elite Forum buy shopping guide or something. That video I made was not like new information on how to use a middleman. It's just this day and age in 2023 compared to when I started in 2014, information is so much more accessible. It's a great thing that information is so much more freely accessible, and people have the ability to start up so much quicker, get off the ground running just significantly quicker due to the information just being more like ubiquitous, more known. I will say, Bai is not without risk. Bai definitely has risk. Java himself has made some good videos on getting duped, getting scammed on Bai. Definitely be careful out there. It comes at a discount, but it comes with risk. So be careful. You will not have buyer protection as you do on eBay. It is not the same whatsoever. So yeah, you can only get stuff into the eBay vault that's worth over $250. But yeah, if you send in a card that's worth $300 and then the price tanks 50% and you need to lower it, or say you auction it and it goes for $150, it's still zero fees. Oh, I completely misunderstood that question then. I think he asked if you plan to ever open a first edition base box, not if someone will emulate you. That might, let me go back and refine the question and reread it. Question, you've opened every box except first edition base. Any chance this will happen in your lifetime? Oh, I completely misunderstood the question. Many of those boxes that I opened, I was only opening all the heavies and I was selling the lights. I was grading the lights. I don't see a realistic scenario where I could ever, if somehow I happened upon $5 or $10 million in the next couple years, I would probably spend $200,000 on a base first box and rip all the heavies myself like an absolute madman, just to finally finish that goal. Like I still consider that goal like completed. I cheated a little bit. I opened unlimited base, shadowless base. I opened every foreign first edition set. So I feel like I got enough coverage. I got enough base set Charizards opened. Some would say I didn't. That's completely fine too. I would see it as that's going above and beyond. That would be the next level. And if I had just unlimited money or a lot of money, I would. Other than that, though, very, very, very unlikely. It would just be way too big of an L. Like, even if you would need to hit a PSA 10 base first Charizard. If you hit 16 PSA 10 first edition cards, you would not, I mean, I guess maybe with Blastoise, Venusaur, Chansey, you could probably get your money back, and then you have all the light packs too. Mathematically, though, your odds, it will be right up there with like winning $1 million on a scratch off ticket or something. Your odds would be really, really bad. Pokestone says, are the expanded CEC cities for 2024 a good thing, or will individual shows lose some of their luster when there are more? Is it too much of a good thing? So again, I say this all the time. We are in the 1% of the 1%, maybe of the 1% of engagement and depth into this. I don't have the numbers myself. I wish I did. But if I had to guess, 80+%, if not 90, 95+% of attendees of Collecticons are local. I see all the same people. Like, I see Nick, I see everyone in our sections. I see Cloud, I see Travis. I see a lot of the same people. We're a few dozen people that travel thousands of miles and fly, and a lot of the vendors disproportionately are traveling more. So maybe some of the vendors will get burnt out on it. Maybe they'll have a harder time filling some of the lesser, smaller things with vendors. But I don't think they really run the risk of it. I don't think they run the risk of general attendance being down significantly. 10% less, 20% less, maybe. But if you have twice the shows with 20% less attendance, you're making a lot more money. You're doing a lot more volume still. I understand, like, some people having, Nick, I remember on Pokeflips we talked about it once, having the selfish perspective of, I want there to only be 3 per year so that I can go to all 3 and so that I don't miss anybody. Because I might go to 3 or 4 out of 12, and maybe I would love to see everybody. I would love to see everybody again, but I'm trying to think off the top of my head, because I already kind of announced the ones I intend to go to and who I might be missing. But yeah, like, oh, maybe Retro's not going to one of those. Maybe Swami's not going to one of those. Like, oh man, I hope I see PK. But oh no, he went to this one and I went to that one. It's just a real, like, Pokestone. I might not end up seeing Pokestone at one if you only go to Orlando and I don't go to Orlando again. It's just an unfortunate reality that we have to deal with, I guess, in a selfish way. There being only the three that I want to go to that work for me. But in a realistic scenario where you have to understand, like, it's not built for you, it's better overall. I think it's better overall because you might have your cousin getting married, your brother getting married, you might have a situation where real life, graduation, birthday, whatever it may be, you might have a real life situation where you can't attend one. If there were 3 and you're missing 1/3 of the Collecticons, if there's 12 and you can't go to 3 of them because of graduation, birthday, whatever it may be, pick 3 other ones, pick 4 other ones. Like, I think it's 99% positive, maybe 1% negative that they have so many. Maybe, and I'm sure they're going to be looking at the data, maybe they don't fill all the sections. Maybe they have a hard time. Maybe by the end of the year, vendors burn out, people burn out on it. But Dallas tables sold out 70 sections, 700 tables-ish in a couple hours. So I think they're going to have no problem with 1 per month. I think 12 will be kind of like the ceiling. I don't see them going to 20 or 24. I think 12, 10 to 15 in that range will be the sweet spot, if I had to guess. Any whispers happening in the eBay space about the possibility of the vault going worldwide? PO boxes and international are things that are absolutely in the works, on their mind. Timeframes, no idea. No idea whatsoever. Every time Dan talks about labors like painting, it always includes his father manages the water boy during these jobs. I said it before, like, if my dad is available and if he's able to help, he's the one that's more competent. I going back to when I was like 4, when I was 3, 2, 3, 4, I was holding flashlights. I was helping. I was helping on the brake jobs. I was helping on the oil changes, helping when the furnace broke down, helping with whatever. But I'm better these days at holding the flashlight. I used to get scolded here and there. Dan, what are you doing? Point the light at the thing I'm looking at. Dan, don't point the light in my eyes. I've definitely gotten better as a flashlight holder, I will say. And there are certain things that are outside of my dad's wheelhouse, outside of his depth. Whenever we're dealing with electronics, it's me. I go over to his house. I set up the Roku. I set up the laptops. I handle the cell phones for the most part. So I know my role. I know my place. And when I'm at my in-laws' house, I fix the leaky faucet. I replace a ceiling fan. I do this. I do that. I know where I should be the lead, the star, I guess, and I know where I should be the co-star, and I know where I should be the light crew. Sup, guys? What are we holding Dan accountable for today? I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything. Josh, can I say what you're planning or no? Let me see if it's pre-scheduled. Okay, it is. So Pokemon Holiday Call-In Show. I am going to link this, actually. Let me link you guys to Old Card Shop is having a holiday call-in show. I have been invited. Appreciate you, Josh, for that. I do intend to pop in. It'll probably be towards the start of it. It looks like you're going live at 8 p.m. Kids will probably be going to bed between 8 and 9 sometime. If I had to guess, I'll probably try to pop in 8:30, 9 o'clock-ish sometime. Probably just fairly quick. I'm probably going to hang out with the wife tonight, do a movie, do some board games, whatever. But yeah, go. Make sure you go over there, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Make sure you get notified when Josh goes live at 8 tonight with a holiday call-in show. Looking forward to that. Tax evasion, gross money, Metazoo talk. Now, this is the kind of pre-holiday stream I was hoping for. You never know what you're going to get into. First edition Metazoo Cryptid box down below MSRP now. That's crazy. I think I probably only have 10 or 12 Cryptid Nation first edition booster boxes. Most of which I picked up really, really cheaply, but not that cheaply, I don't think. I have 2 Kickstarter boxes. I think Kickstarter got down to like 1,000 and then maybe it popped up to 12, 1,300. I'm interested to see what it all does. This absolutely could be the end. Like Metazoo could be gone within the year. I think if they don't, again, watch my video tomorrow if you're interested, but if they don't deliver on what they stated in that announcement, it could be gone for sure. In your Metazoo promo video, you showed off your company sealer. Does this hold any legal significance for your business? Like, do you stamp your company's legal documents with it? So when I incorporated, and James doesn't believe me, ZNG Emporium doesn't believe me, I was given a nice binder thing. And inside of it, this came, my corporate seal. I asked my lawyer, my attorney. So through my CPA said, hey, you're going to avoid a lot of taxes. Again, tax avoidance, not evasion. You are going, like, doing everything you do the way you do it as a sole proprietor, you can avoid tens of thousands of dollars in taxes annually by becoming an S corporation. So I said, sounds great. How do I do it? They said, here's a guy. Call him up, pay him, I think it was $900. And all the corporate mumbo jumbo, you have to have certain things. You have to have a board and you have to have annual meetings and this and that. I don't think everyone gets this necessarily, but as part of his package deal, incorporating a company, he gives you this. I said, is this like important? Is this like a legal thing? Is this, there's no significance to it whatsoever. He's like, he actually told me, he's like, if you want to stamp your Christmas cards you send out every Christmas, if you want to stamp every packing slip that you send out inside of an order, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't mean anything. But it's kind of a unique thing to you. Exactly as you said, it's just a fun little thing. James says nice investment advice. That's probably when I was talking about opportunity cost. I don't know. Dan got hit in the head or something. Dan told me friends don't let friends collect. That's a quote. Hey, 1%, the 1% rule. You can collect, but it needs to be within 1% of your gross for the year. Keep in mind, Daniel wears sandals on planes when he says all this. Never worn sandals on planes. I'm wearing sandals right now, actually. I'm always wearing sandals when I'm live on YouTube. Put me down for a ladies medium. I like my shirts that hug my curves. Ladies mediums will be available in I think 5 colors. I think I can do 5 colors for each item. Anybody showing raw? I like how it says raw. You gotta grade those bad boys. You gotta keep them sealed up. Keep them sealed up. No raw toes or feet on a plane for sure. This is probably what I said by unsubbed. I don't know. Honestly, after PayPal fees and risk of bad sellers, eBay's about the same if you have a resale certificate for Japanese boxes. I don't know what eBay low list right now is. I think I have my shiny treasure boxes up on eBay for 80. I think I did. You can definitely get boxes right now 50 or less. I don't think I'm low list. I didn't want to be low list because I paid 60 to 70, 75 on my boxes depending on which ones I got. My average cost of shiny treasure right now is probably like 65, 66-ish if I had to guess. I don't meticulously track that. I don't have a spreadsheet for that. I have a spreadsheet for a lot of things, but not for that. So if I sell mine at 80, I'm like making $1 or $2 probably after everything. But you can absolutely buy them right now for like 50 or less, and eBay maybe the lowest is like 70. But then you have to ship it, right? If you're shipping to a Japanese middleman, you have to account for everything and you have to account for risk. Absolutely. What is your largest regrettable business decision you made in 2023 / looking back? What would you have done differently concerning that subject? Definitely how much stuff I bought in Metazoo that was not main sets. So one thing that I'm trying to do in Pokemon even, I'm trying to get to where I have less total things going on. Again, a one-man operation. I can't buy and grade every set. I can't be touching everything. I want to be more selective in what I go in on, and I want to go in deeper on them. So not doing that earlier in Metazoo, that is probably my biggest regret of this year. Like, there wasn't a lot because it was probably only the first half of the year, but like buying the Valentine's Day promos and the plushies and buying some of the pin clubs and buying, it's way too niche. There's way too many SKUs. I can't handle all that. I want to buy all the main sets for Pokemon. I buy all the Pokemon product because it all breaks down to the booster packs, and I sell those. And in the promos, I grade some of those here and there. But doing too much, mostly in Metazoo. I heard E4 will ban you if you spam the same thing and are a general nuisance. Is this true? I've never been banned from there, but probably. I will probably ban you. I've only banned bots, I think. It's been a long time since all those sex bots we used to have in YouTube live streams. But I think I banned them all. I think that's the thing. Is it possible to auction cards in the eBay vault? Yes, and I advertise my service. Like, if you want to auction your card, auction through ZNG Emporium, auction through DC Sports, Probes Team, TCA Gaming. I am not primarily an auction service, but if you send to me, we do the buy now thing for a few weeks, few months, whatever, and you just decide you want to close it out, I do periodically run auctions. If someone messages me, hey, I've got 5 cards left with you, I kind of want them gone, I need the capital, I need whatever, I just want to move it on, close it out. Can you auction these? I do auction them. So that goes for my eBay vault service. That goes for my eBay non-vault service, which I'm really like dialed back on. I'm really not doing it much. The only way I'll do eBay like non-vault service for people, sub $250 cards, is if they have a lot of eBay vault cards too. I took on a recent consignment. He might be in here. I took on a recent large consignment where I have a lot of high-end cards that went to the eBay vault, and then couple hundred cards non-eBay vault too. It made sense because like there was some of both. Name someone you don't want to see at Collecticon. I don't ever want to see, and this might sound crazy, I don't ever want to see Taylor Swift at Collecticon. If Taylor Swift were to ever headline a Collecticon, I would not have any sales. Though I might enjoy some of the music, maybe. I'm not there for a concert. I'm there to sell some stuff. And I think if someone too large, if it became a concert, and when Aoki was playing, some of these signers too, like in which one was that? Was that Houston? In Houston, we were one section away from the wall that had all the signers. Too big of a signer, too big of a concert will sell tickets to people that are not interested in buying my stuff. I don't want a huge draw for signatures. I don't want a huge draw for concert goers. I want consumers. I want buyers, right? So that's probably a question. That's probably an answer no one expected. But yeah, I don't want Taylor Swift there. Oh, here we go. Rainy Day Collectibles. I've made a small fortune off of Bai. I missed that. Sorry. I went down and I saw Cheval say, wow, a rare Rainy Day Collectibles appearance. Happy holidays, bro. Yeah, happy holidays. Both Chevals and Rainy Day. Missed the Pocket Change podcast. We need the Papa Dan live stream. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him at the holidays about it. I vaguely talked to him about it a little bit. I think he'd do it at some point. Maybe it would probably be an in-person thing. I'd probably have him right here if he ever did do it. I don't know. I could definitely get him set up. We would probably use StreamYard. We probably wouldn't use Discord. But talking about the whole parable of the Mexican fisherman, I think it would be a very finance-based, very life goals, life choices based thing. Obviously not very much Pokemon, but I think that could be a really cool, and maybe that's not best fit for this. Maybe someday I spin off a finance channel. Maybe someday I spin off a food channel, and I think he would have some involvement in either or both of those, more guest appearances and things like that. When we'll be attending and streaming RuneScape convention. So RuneFest is a thing. Sadly, I'm pretty sure it's in the UK, and I'll probably never make it to that. My dad could be on here someday. I know Greeny had his wife on before. Maybe my wife will be on here at some point too. I don't know. We'd have to have a sitter for the kids, obviously. they wake up quite a bit overnight, needing to go to the bathroom or just needing whatever they need, blow their nose or. So we couldn't just risk doing it while they're sleeping because that probably wouldn't last long. But maybe someday. I like that though. Cool to get different perspective. It would be cool. It would be a little bit scary to allow the chat to ask my wife whatever they wanted to ask her, but it'd be funny to see how she'd answer and how she'd engage in that and stuff. Mr. Walrus got the invite as well to the old card shop. Yeah, I'm looking forward to popping in on that and seeing how it goes. Oh yeah, I should shout out too. Let me Basic Trainer is actually having a stream, not tonight. Let me find it so I can link it. I went to the link in PK's description, and that link's actually dead. So I need to go to my subscriptions and find it somehow. PK, if you're hearing this, your link to Basics channel in your description does not work. Let me go to my. He hasn't posted in so long though. There it is, Basic Trainer. So I'm gonna link you. Does he have it scheduled? He does. Basic is attempting a 24-hour Poke stream. I don't think he has a set time frame for it yet. I think he mentioned he's gonna go to bed, and when he wakes up after like a full night's sleep. So I don't know if that's New Year's Day. I don't know if it's New Year's Eve that will spill over into New Year's Day. But I just linked Basics channel. He has like 80 people in the thumbnail. I'm interested to see who all ends up joining. I intend to join for some short period of it. I definitely won't be able to watch it the whole time. I'm going to have a lot of family stuff going on. And same thing goes for Josh's tonight. But I do plan to hop in and make an appearance. I think they're really cool ideas and nice to just get people together and hang out and talk about the holidays and all that. I just got a Santa themed thumbnail. So I think I have my thumbnail for Christmas. I don't know what the video is going to be about though. Takibana also got a corporate seal. So maybe you always get one. Maybe you have to have one. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I think there were certain things in that binder that I got that he sealed. I don't know that they need to be sealed though, because there are like shares inside of there. There's like a share book. I could sell pieces of my corporation, and so there are legal documents inside of that. Some of which may have been stamped with a seal. Do they need to be though? I don't really know. If I ever wanted to sell part of my corporation, I won't. I would call my attorney back up and like ask him, hey, how do I use all this stuff you gave me? But interesting anyways. Let's see. Quality Poke content is rare these days. I just rewatched Spicy Boys TV videos on a loop and pray for new content. Yeah, that mini golf in VR, that was quite the video. Migrate to Coco Melon like I have. I'm past the Coco Melon days. Now it's like Minecraft videos and Miss Rachel Salad. There's Blippi. There's another guy that's like Miss Rachel, but I think better than Blippi. I can't think of what his name is. When do I get my free KA card for buying in on a Metazoo stream? I vividly remember donating it all to Basic, and he called me a sponsor. Josh isn't on my list for not responding to the thing. That does sound familiar though. Josh, I'm going to look into that. We might have 29 given away now. I made a note to look into it. I apologize if I missed you. That does sound familiar. I don't know how you would have paid me because I pulled up all my Shopify orders. My first stream or two before I did Shopify. I looked up all my PayPal. Maybe you paid me days in advance. Maybe you paid me a little late. Maybe you paid me maybe I owed you money or something, and we just considered it off of that. But I'll look into that, and I will get you your promo if you earned one. Apologies. The Green Shiz Collectibles and Catch 'em All Collectibles signed logo jersey exchange at next Collecticon. That's that's funny. We should do that. I already have the Green Shiz shirt, but I could use a signed one too. I just got another thumbnail from Ernesto. Appreciate you, Ernesto, working hard in the background. Ooh, I like that. I didn't understand the thumbnail at first, but then he gave me the title for it, and I like that. Every time I click on something, it acts as a right click. I wonder if I right click. Let me try right clicking. If I right click, it doesn't highlight it. That's the problem. So, or it doesn't act as a right click. It acts as if I click the three dots, like I'm trying to open up the ability to ban. So I don't know why it does that. It's really annoying. There we go. Pokin' Fun got their Metazoo card in the mail. Whoa, Dan is a Swiftie. I have her first couple CDs. I liked her back when she was country. Her music now is, I don't really listen to, I don't listen to much music, to be honest. Robots don't understand that whole human art form, I guess is what it is. No care for the robot takeover that is looming. He may or may not start singing Tim McGraw. What do you think about Sword and Shield era alt arts? I think it's at the bottom and scooping up as much as possible. I'm not investing in singles in that nature. I did buy a bunch of Sword and Shield era booster cases. So I guess indirectly, I'm buying, as some would call, which I don't really like the analogy, but some would call the boxes the mutual fund for the cards in the set. I guess only through like Japanese promos and things that I buy in bulk. Like I'm indirectly invested in, not really indirectly. I'm invested in Nagaba promos just for how many I bought. I have 500 sealed packs, so the future of Nagaba promos, I'm invested in how those do, right? Because I have the inventory. I've never really stockpiled individual raw cards in that way. I guess Greninja Gold Star would be one. Celebrations Charizard would be one, but I'm constantly turning and burning those. Like I've never, except for Gold Star Greninja, that's one. I bought like 500 and then I graded like 20 of them. Didn't grade that well, so now they're just sat somewhere. I don't even know where they are right now. But not something I'm super keen on doing too much. Probably could work out, but could not work out too. I don't know. Taylor doesn't want you there. Favorite Taylor Swift song? Oh man, she definitely had a couple. Let me pull up her discography. I cannot think. There were definitely some. What were her first CDs? I guess I have it right here. Taylor Swift, Fearless, Speak Now, Red. I did get Red. I think I got 1989 as well. So I got her first 1, 2, 3, 4 CDs, and then she's only made. Oh, she's made a bunch since. Like there were certain singles in those first few that I liked, but I thought some of the better ones were not even like the singles, not even the popular ones. She had a lot of breakup songs. I thought some of them were like catchy, they were good, but like I don't relate to the lyrics at all. I should have said no in Picture to Burn. I like those songs. I know those songs. I probably could sing every word if they started right now. They were catchy. I liked Our Song. Our Song was a single. That was a good one. That was a relationship one where they were like together. Picture to Burn and Should Have Said No. Those were breakup songs. Tim McGraw, I wasn't crazy about that song, to be honest. Then there were some, deluxe edition with the bonus tracks. I liked I'm Only Me When I'm With You. I wasn't big on Teardrops on My Guitar. Like, I didn't like that one at all, really. And that was a big single, popular one. Uh, Forever and Always was good. That was kind of, The Best Day was good. That was a not very popular one. Didn't make the singles, I don't think. Speak Now. I can't see my viewership right now. I wonder if it's doing better or worse talking about See, Speak Now is one that I had it. I don't know all these songs. I know all the songs from Taylor Swift and Fearless. I definitely listen to those ones a fair bit more. I know most of these though. And Red. I don't think I listened to Red the whole way through once even. Yeah, I probably haven't even heard most of these songs on Red, but I have it somewhere. So that's my thoughts on Taylor Swift. 68 watching. Shake It Off is solid for sure. Gotta shake off all the haters. That one didn't even come to mind. Love Story is solid. Love Story is good. Some good music videos too. Love Story is a decent music video. Our song's good, yeah. I hadn't seen these comments, but Our Song, Love Story, you got some good ones in here. Shake It Off. That is weird that the gifted memberships work. The gifted memberships must go based on viewership, engagement, things like that. They definitely will drop them to people who are there that are not like super engaged, some lurkers, but it's interesting that they email people. Hey Dad, the Mexican fisherman parable is about me, Dan's dad, looking at his wealth and lifestyle. The hell it is. No, he knows. My dad knows and appreciates the fact, and we could get into it if he were open about putting it out there on YouTube and all this and that. Like, like he's doing very well for himself. My parents are doing well for themselves. Growing up, we were somewhere in the middle class, lower, upper. I have no idea exactly where we would have fallen, but my parents were very open with finances always. We didn't have tons of excess, but we definitely were doing fine. And my parents could have a lot more money than they have if their sole goal in life was more. And like me though, enough is a thing. Enough is a thing. Foot comes off the gas. Definitely a little bit more coasting going on, especially different times in life, different things going on, and whatever it may be. Dan getting roasted by his dad would be top tier content. Could be, but might have to have some. He doesn't really drink beer. He drinks like Jack and Coke's probably his drink of choice. So have the Jack and Cokes flowing, have the IPAs flowing. Could be a really fun stream. Professor Oak had a pretty interesting name on his live Slab stream. If I go to Card Party, it won't be as a vendor. I really like Collecticons. Like, I'm sure Card Party would be a blast, but I think Card Party is more just suited for me. The nature of what goes on there, and I'm not a big influencer or anything. I think it would be if I chose anything in May or June in Orlando, I'd probably just go to Collecticon, but I'm not positive. Drop the basic schedule. I don't want to join when you're on. It's personal. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. You don't need to go check the VOD. I hope you know you can use the transcript feature. I will go to my UFO stream. I will go to my seance stream, and I will just show transcript and then Control F for green when I say Greeny or Josh, and I'm sure it could be found very quickly. And I'm pretty sure you know how to do that. The thought of somebody going through and rewatching a 3-hour Metazoo stream to try to find something is a little scary. So yeah, definitely use the show transcript feature. So I give Ernie the titles. I give Ernie the title and thumbnail, the title idea, the title and a brief like synopsis of the video, and then he gives me the thumbnail. There's definitely times where Ernesto makes me a thumbnail with like unprompted, like this one, this Quaxley graffiti one. This could have turned into a video. This could have been live, whatever. I use them as I see fit. Sometimes I make a video idea for a thumbnail he gives me unprompted, but most of the thumbnails are, I give him the prompt, the title, maybe I change the title a little bit, and then he makes the thumbnail. Dan's not a real Swiftie. Street cred -10. I don't know if that's the thumbnail thing or not being a Swiftie. Based on new music taste information, I'd like to publicly announce my departure from the Dan Ketchum-All Corporation. Oh God. Hey Dan, have you ever dipped your toe into the MTG graded market? I almost paid too much money for a BGS8 Unlimited Lotus, which I'm glad the guy didn't accept my offer, because I was told afterwards how bad it would have been and how some of the comps that I was basing it off probably weren't actually paid, or they were like someone paying too much money. So I've not really. I have a couple graded cards. I bought some cards that were kind of nostalgic to me. I don't even remember the names of them, but my cousins growing up, I had a couple cousins that had Magic cards, played Magic, and there were certain arts that just kind of like stood out. I remembered them, and I remember picking up on PWCC a while back a couple graded cards just to have them where they are. I don't even know at this point, but I do have one consigner that has some graded Magic cards, so I do have some on my eBay. Yeah, I don't know why you can't gift individual people on YouTube. I guess I'm assuming on Twitch you can. I watch Twitch a tiny bit here and there. There was a stretch a few years ago where I was watching Twitch more frequently. A lot of the Fortnite tournaments and stuff. I used to watch Cypher PK and Nick Mercs, and I used to watch a little bit of Ninja here and there, just as background noise when I was doing eBay stuff before so much Pokemon content was out there for me to consume. If you don't know what class you're in, you're rich. Definitely middle class. I said I don't know about upper, lower, middle class. Maybe I misspoke, but definitely middle class. I mean, my mom today, my dad is self-employed. He runs his own business. His income varies wildly. He has an accountant. He files cash basis. If done properly on paper, he can make very little money. So a lot of years it probably looks as if he makes very little money due to good tax avoidance strategies. Large I think he does SEP IRA, where I do solo 401k. I would love to have a finance channel to get into the nuances of why you choose one over the other and all this and that, but for a different time and place. But anyways, my mom, when I was growing up, never made over $30-something thousand probably. I never made, like, I was a chemical engineer for a decade. I never made over 80,000. I never made 80,000. I was getting close, but my dad, my mom, they never had salaries. They never had anywhere near six-figure salaries. My dad, self-employed, some years here and there where he had bigger jobs. Like, definitely more recently though, like growing up, definitely we're not. It was not a six-figure household. Maybe here or there, one or two random years when my dad had like a really good year, but again, more than some people, less than some people. Some people get really weird about, like, I'm not going to listen to anything that person says because they had too much. And it's like, no one can help what they're born into. If I was born to a millionaire, I wouldn't be able to help that. Would I be kind of different due to the nature versus nurture, due to the nurture side of that, like what I was brought up on, my experiences, this and that, not having certain experiences that the other has? Like, absolutely it makes a difference, but an individual can't help but control, like, they can't control how and where and how, like, their upbringing, right? So some people holding that against others is just super weird. I like to be transparent about mine. I've made some finance videos where I talked about it a little bit. I do have more in the works that I'll make at some point early next year where I just talk about more like, yeah, my parents, some parents pay for a kid's whole college. Some parents don't pay for any. Mine were fence sitters. My parents, if I have my dad on, you'll probably find that he might be a fence sitter on a lot of things. Instead of being this binary option, pay all, instead of being this binary option, pay none, they paid some amount. They probably could have afforded to pay for it all. It probably would have been a little bit of pain. It probably would have been a little bit of more moving stuff around and taking on some debt, whatever. I took on some debt. They paid some cash. I paid some cash. And that's the way it worked out. And that's actually something, again, this is getting like way off Pokemon. One of my finance content people that I follow, and I forget which one it was, but maybe it was a Ford anything, Paula Pant. I can't remember. Raising kids that are enabled, not entitled. That is a thing that is very much on my mind. Like, I definitely, overall financially, I think my kids have the ability to have more than I had growing up. And I think as a parent, that's all you try to do. Most parents want to give their kids more than they had, more opportunities. But there is a fine line. You need to be careful. You don't want to give them too much. And instead of enabling them to succeed in life, making them entitled brats. So how to navigate that? I think my parents navigated things well. Certain things I paid for, certain things they paid for. But some parents, it's like, you get nothing. You do your whole way yourself. At 18, you're kicked out. Go get your own apartment. I didn't have that. I lived with my parents till I was 23. Well, I lived at college from 18 to 22. And then I lived like 1 year after college with my parents. I lived summers with my parents. So, yeah. What I had is what I had. My story is my story. Some people might think that's too much. That's more than a lot of people. It's less than a lot of people. But it is what it is. Like, it has no effect on you. It's just weird when people get weird about that kind of stuff. And I'm not remotely ashamed or afraid to share any of mine. If I had college paid for, if I had a Lamborghini bought for me at 16, 18, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. So it's hard to even say, like, what would I talk about, what would I not? But me being the way that I am, raised the way that I am, like, I'm completely cool disclosing it all and sharing it all. Let me continue on after that. That is a good quote. I've heard that one, Pokestone. I would never be a member of any organization that would consider me for membership. The old self-burn on that one. I'm gonna try to wrap up now. I'm gonna go about another 8 minutes. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them. I'm about 8 minutes behind in chat, so I've got to do 16 minutes of chat in 8 minutes. I think I can do it. I'm a content creator. Why would I vend at a creator event? Settle down. You were gonna go through and like click through. Yeah, if you go into the description, expand the description, click more on the description, and at the bottom of all descriptions now, it says if you wanted to see this transcript of this live, it'll take a couple days to populate. But given the Metazoo streams were so old, I made a short on it once. I actually made a short on how to find things in old videos quicker. Just go to show transcript and then Control F for what you're looking for. It's so nice. How's it going, Sam? The card arrived, I will say, Sam. I don't want to spoil what it is. I don't know if you're being public about that until you get it in hand. But I will tell you the card arrived safely. I didn't open it yet, so hopefully they ship the right card. I'll open it after stream just to verify in case anything was shipped incorrectly or whatever. Get that resolved. But I'm quite certain that they shipped the right card and it has arrived. Nice to see you, though, Sam. Thanks for stopping in. When all governments collapse, will the new world currency be bottles of distilled water or our guaranteed $20 Metazoo partner promos? That's actually an interesting thing because my buyback is $20 USD. If USD becomes worthless, technically, I mean, I'm still taking care of my obligations, buying them back for 20 USD. But if no one wants 20 USD, then it's like, oh, well, my buyback is still 20 USD, but that's worth less than it was. Inflation and all that, that is what it is, I guess. A big part of my collection are low value graded cards, mainly PSA 10 trainer gallery or full arts. I've been thinking about selling cards like that in volume. Any tips or takes on that strategy? A lot of those cards are just super low margin. A lot of those cards, the margin gets worked down to almost nothing. So just go to TCG Fish, go to Pokedata, go to Pokemon Price, make sure there's margin there. Make sure the math makes sense. Figure out how long it takes you to list a card, fulfill a card, source a card. Do the math and make sure the math makes sense. If you're going to be working for $3 an hour and you don't want to, don't do that. If you're going to be working for negative $10 an hour, probably don't do that. Probably just buy the graded card already. Dan, I'm 19 now. I'm in desperate need of your finance channel. One of the most influential finance things that I've consumed. I used to read JoshuaKennan.com. Unfortunately, years ago, he pulled a ton of his greatest articles. He still has a lot of them there, but a lot of the best ones, a lot of the more personal ones got pulled, and I really love those. I wish I had archived them somewhere, saved them. I would love to reread some of them. But anyways, yeah, Joshua Kennan, he just a dude with his own website, with his own blog, whatever it was. He runs his own fund now. He runs like a private equity type fund thing. So very, very great discussion though. There's a ton of great financial content out there. Maybe someday there'll be some catch-em-all finance, but as of right now, no. Dan's spoiled as a child, confirmed. Again, it's all relative. Spoiled more than some, probably. Spoiled less than others, absolutely. Well, I guess absolutely to both. Definitely somewhere in the middle of the extremes. How's it going, Terry? Nice to see you. Dan quote of the day. It's weird when people get weird. Make a short on how to find old videos for Greenie first. I don't have it handy. I don't have it physically with me here. I can't show it off on stream, otherwise I would. Sorry. Do you think Chilling Reign selling out on PC website will affect short-term prices? Danny Phantom posted about it today. I did see Danny Phantom posted about that. I did secure a couple cases of Chilling Reign a month or two ago. I forget exactly when that was, when I made that video. But generally speaking, if product becomes unavailable somewhere, and I don't know what Chilling Reign's price is. I think MSRP was $144, right? I think market price is right around there. One source leaving the market and the perception that comes with that, it can only be positive on price. That said, Chilling Reign price could go down. That Pokemon Center selling out is a bullish indicator, bullish aspect of that. But if other factors were to be larger, like the price could still go down. If a lot of people think something is going to happen there, like I'm not saying go out and buy it now, but that indicator on its own is positive. I bought some a month or two ago because I think it will trend up over time. But yeah, I don't know what more to add than that. Danny Phantom posting about it. Again, that on its own, telling more people about it can only be positive towards the price, but maybe enough other negative things. Maybe they put it out of stock. Maybe 3 months later, they do a reprint of it. I'm not calling for that. I have no idea. I would lean against them doing a reprint of Chilling Reign, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. Hit a nerve with that one. Definitely didn't hit a nerve. I'm assuming you're talking about your comment of Dan spoiled as a child. Like, I am not ashamed, not at all unwilling to share what I had and what I didn't have. Again, I knew many kids growing up that had a lot more, and I knew many kids that had a lot less. I had what I had, and I'm trying to give my kids more. Like, that's all I care about. It's so weird when people hold that against people, when people get, like, butthurt over... And I've talked about this a lot, and I want to do a video devoted to it. A lot of people just externalize blame for everything. They are victims when it comes to everything. They are not where they want to be because of who's in the White House. They're not where they want to be because, oh, well, that guy's there because his parents paid for his college. His parents bought him his first car. His parents this or that. I didn't get that. So they just throw up their hands. I'm a victim. and they don't do anything about it. It's like all you can do is work with the cards you're dealt, right? You gotta play the hand you were dealt, and some people just refuse to do that. Some people say their hand's better, this isn't fair, I'm gonna whine about it my whole life. And I know a lot of those people, and it's sad. It's really sad, actually, when people just externalize all that and go through their whole life blaming external things, when absolutely external things have effects, but you are the only person who controls like your ultimate where you're going to end up. You have way more control over that than anyone else, and some people just don't use that wisely, I guess. So I actually I was a very good kid growing up overall. What was worse, getting spanked by belt or paddle or hand? I don't think I ever really got spanked like that. I don't think I was ever deserving of one, but my parents definitely like my kids have gotten a light like don't do that. But I'm yeah, we don't need to get into all this too much, but I'm one for I think there's better ways than assaulting a child. that shouldn't be too divisive. I think there's better ways than assaulting a child. I was never assaulted as a child. I'm never going to assault my children. Was I light spank on the butt? Probably. Have I done that to my kids? Will I do that to my kids? Probably. But no. Certain kids growing up, certain people, they take it to an extreme, and I'm not about that whatsoever. So anyways, really weird way to end a stream. But yeah. Squeaks with a very good comment here. No, Dad, don't feed me tonight. I need to know what it's like to have less, so people on the internet in 20 years will validate my experiences. That's a great comment, Squeaks. I appreciate that. Let's see. Okay. I see Mr. Walsh says, were you hit as a child? There were 32 listings for Chilling Reign after I watched that video. What it looks like by next week. They definitely have pallets of Chilling Reign in the Pokemon warehouse. Why so defensive? I mean, I got to address your questions, right? I got to address your questions. I know, I mostly know you're memeing. I assume you're memeing. Some people aren't, though. Like, some people would be like, oh my God, Dan's parents paid for part of his college. He had food when he was growing up. Like, I didn't have food when I was growing up. I had to go hungry night after night. I can't relate to him. I'm not going to, like... He is solely built off the fact that he had things that I don't have, so none of what he says means anything. That is a lot of, like, there are a lot of people that have that perception, and it's just, like, it's unfortunate and it's weird. So anyways, all that ranting at the end. I appreciate everyone hanging out. I appreciate everyone watching. 3 days, Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, I don't even know all the holidays there probably are. Happy everything, merry everything. I hope everyone has an amazing time. Definitely seeing family and friends and all that. So, yeah, I appreciate you all watching. I will catch you all later.